As a high school baseball player, I had a friend of the family who had a background in coaching baseball at a high level, kind of reach out on his own and make little deposits, share some of his wisdom and give me tips. And as he would teach me, it would kind of go in one ear and out the other, because what he was saying was, one, it was scary, and number two, it was hard, and number three, it didn't really make sense. Well, one day, it started to make sense to me, and it started to click. And after that point, I began to listen to everything Stan said relative to fielding a baseball or relative to hitting a baseball. You see, what Stan was doing over time, and it didn't happen overnight, was making these little deposits into my emotional bank account that built trust over time. That's one of the things we're going to talk about today on week 25 of our 52-week series from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. But I also share that with you because every single week I bring you this message. My name is Dan Keller, and I want to welcome you to making sense of your markets. And the reason why I bring you these messages every single week is to make those little deposits like Stan did for me into your emotional bank accounts, if you will, relative to the mortgage industry and real estate markets. This week's message is more relevant than ever. This week's main message has to do with Dan. It's one of the top questions I get asked. Dan, should I sell now and buy now, or should I sell now, stack away the money, and wait for this market to correct or collapse and then buy? And I'm going to answer that question today with data. And that's key when you're making these deposits like Stan made into me. They were truthful. They were backed by data, backed by science, backed by experience. And that's what I intend to do today in answering that question. But every single week, we always talk about, real quickly, are interest rates up or down week over week? So we're going to talk about that real quick. This week, mortgage rates are up just a little, about 2.99 to 3.125, depending on your down payment, your credit score, and how many points that you prefer to pay. 15-year fixed rate still in the low 2s. So an incredible time to finance real estate. If you have any questions, reevaluating your mortgage, buying a second home, buying your first home, I'd love to be your resource. Let's jump into this question now. Should I sell now and buy now, or should I sell now and wait? Let's assume that you sold a house right now and you purchased $1 million house. You got about $300,000 from the sale of your house. Interest rates are about 2.875 to 2.99. So if you sold now, you got the most bang for your buck, but you also got the most bang for your budget because you bought now. See, mortgage interest rates are lower than they've ever been. So you reap the benefits of great home affordability. You also reap the benefits from a selling standpoint, selling at, in my opinion, at a very attractive time in the market. Okay, option 2. Let's say you sold now, but you waited to purchase 6 to 12 months. Home values are still going to go up. Let's say they go up a little, but they still go up. But interest rates also go up. That's going to change your payment by about $720 a month. For the worse, your payment's going to go up. Home affordability is going to go down. The cost of home ownership up by about $720 a month. The third option for the skeptics, the ones that think that we're on the verge of a bubble. The third option, you sell now, stash away your money, and you wait a year or so to buy. Let's even say that the market goes down by 5 or 10%, but interest rates in a year and a half are going to be in the mid upper 4s, maybe low 5s. So let's say interest rates are at 4.75. Even though home values go down by about 5 or 10% because rates went up, your payment will still be about $220 more a month than it would be if you sold now and bought now. Okay, the reason why I share this with you is there's a lot of misunderstanding around the markets and home values. Guys, the most important thing I tell my clients right now is your deal in the market is the interest rate, not the value of the home. I do not believe home values will go down. Since 1975, if you took out a 3-year period from 2006 to 2009 and you erased that because there was fraud and malpractice, home values have not gone down for 2 years in a row since 1975. Okay? I don't see home values going down. The supply and demand issues, basic economics, we have more people that want to move to the Puget Sound, the Pacific Northwest, than we have houses available. Okay? Reach out to me if you have any questions on this. What I want to do is I want to wrap up. I want to close the loop on building your emotional bank accounts. And I want to read you this from Dr. Stephen R. Covey. He says, ask yourself, do I know what constitute withdrawals and deposits for the important people in my life? The emotional bank account symbolizes the amount of trust that exists in a relationship. Deposits build and repair trust. Withdrawals break down trust. His quote, in relationships, the little things are the big things. Doesn't take much for me to make these videos for you. 52 times a year, 5 minutes a week. It's the little things that I hope make a big difference in your financial lives. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Have a great week. I'll talk to you real soon.